Star-eyed bride of valor, lost in storm and spray. Star-eyed bride of valor, cruel fate away. White swan feathers flutter from her ivory bridal gown. An unsung vow slipped from her lips, needed to be found. Star-eyed bride.
The Office of Divine Prosecution requires strong-minded assistance.
Keel splitter? These sailors.
Another ephem. Ever since the Queen's decree, I can't take 3 steps without bumping into someone who lacks even a drop of Ultima blood. No offense intended, of course. Shall I presume you're here about the contract work? It's a sad day indeed when the Divine Prosecution requires outside help. But these are tumultuous times. With the army engaged on foreign shores and so many visitors on our island, our resources are stretched thin. Hence the contracts. Each assignment varies in scope, but all assume a certain level of danger. Some can be completed alone, but others will need allies to complete. You'll be asked to dispatch dangerous creatures, investigate suspicious activity. Those sorts of tasks. In accordance with our current regulations, each deputized citizen may accept a single contract from each Justicia every day. You are encouraged, of course, to check back regularly for new assignments. Does this kind of work appeal to you? Very well. I hereby authorize you to execute duties on behalf of the Divine Prosecution. Seek Justiciars Farewell and Tenorian for your first assignments. They handle the administration of all contracts. Go speak to Farewell and Tenorian. They can set you up with contracts and get you right to work. The Divine Prosecution is a division of the Queen's Thelmore, charged with enforcing secular and religious law through Somerset. We investigate corruption and crime and adjudicate legal disputes. Your assignments will reflect this broad scope. Justicia Tenorian's contracts can be handled by a single agent, while Justicia Farewell's assignments require a group to eradicate the dangerous beasts she cares about. And at some point, talk to Battle Reeve Tannerline about specialized missions.
Why, you no-good, thieving miscreant!
Ah, there you are. I see you've been deputized by Chief Justiciar Carwin. It's quite exciting to see so many newcomers taking an interest in our little project. Now, I expect you're ready for your first assignment. We've seen a precipitous rise in the sale and exchange of forbidden books, and not just the coarse literature from the mainland. I'm talking about something dangerous. Worm cult tomes. Needless to say, we can't have books like that floating about. No. A colleague of mine, Essulo, has already seen to that. He just needs some help ensuring the books are safely removed from Somerset. You'll find him in Golden Griffin, at the bar, no doubt. I thought the contract was self-explanatory. Do you require more information, or did you just want to chat before you completed your assigned task? Sorry if I seem cagey. Members of the Sijic Order value their privacy. Ezio most of all. You'll find that he's always quite engaged and doesn't like to be disturbed. That said, he's been invaluable in tracking down the Worm King's books. He made contact with me. I thought it odd given my junior position in the prosecution, but he was very insistent. He said I was perfect because I am pliable and eager to please. Backhanded compliments, but compliments nonetheless.
Help me out, will you?
As a duly sworn deputy of the Divine Prosecution, your aid is required, newcomer. Dangerous entities have appeared throughout Somerset, and we could use the help of skilled adventurers such as yourself. Will you comply? Ha! Have I a few dozen warships lying about? We've lost an embarrassing number of vessels in the last few months. Foul weather claimed most of them, but those Mawamedillits have certainly done their part. It's their pet, you see, a keel splitter. Yes, a massive sea adder. It suns itself in the bay south of Seakeep. Our navy won't be safe until it's dealt with. Worse, the ships it destroyed carried sensitive intelligence. I need you to search the shore and recover any logs you can. The safety of Somerset remains our highest priority. Make haste and complete the assignment we gave you. Beyond the fact that it's a massive winged sea monster that devours sailors by the dozens, precious little. Anything else? No? Excellent.
Ah, you've arrived at last. Come, join me. I assume that my friend in the Divine Prosecution, Justiciar Tenorian, provided you with the details? Or should I say, the details he was privy to? I do. Books penned by the Worm King himself. The Divine Prosecution is eager to see these tomes driven out of Somerset, but they move too hastily. Clumsy prohibitions and graceless raids only make these books more valuable to collectors. You must lock them away in the Trader's Vault, a forbidden ruin on our Isle of Atreum. I would do it myself, but I am woefully unprepared for fights with undead horrors. A Sijic's power lies in quiet study, not flashing steel. You understand? Mannimarco spent his youth experimenting in the vault, and by all accounts, he guarded his works jealously, storing his books in warded chests. If you place these tomes in the appropriate chests, they should be safe from would-be necromancers. Very little, and that's by design. Even now, 300 years later, Mannimarco's influence lingers over that place. The air is thick with the smell of old books and rot. It is a place of evil, pure and simple. Some have tried. It always goes poorly. The Right Master decided it would be best to just lock it away and forget it. Not a popular choice in some circles, but we Sijics are nothing if not patient. The tap hand called it a stout of orcish origin, I believe. I have no idea why they would name a drink after a short and goodly man, but it's delicious. This is beer? Fascinating. I was under the impression that all beer was fetid swill. I've spent centuries in quiet study, but it seems I still have much more to learn.
You have a look about you. Some sort of quality that's rare to find. And trust me, I'm never wrong about these sort of things. Can I interest you in a room at the local inn? Actually, wait, that came out wrong. Look, empty rooms are just bad for business. The upkeep alone costs me more than the place is worth. But I think we can come to a sort of arrangement. And not the sort of arrangement that involves a few drinks, let me be clear about that. I need someone to improve the reputation of my properties. A hero type who people look up to. And I have a feeling about you. You've done something great and are probably on the way to do something greater. Seems like we can help each other here. Yeah, all right. Details. I can see how this might be a bit sketchy, but don't worry. The inn room is well kept, conveniently located. I know you adventuring types wanting a home in every town. This would be a nice addition to your holdings. No catch. I just need someone to freshen up my image. And my gut tells me you're the one to do that. As long as you're not planning on turning it into a skooma den or an outlaw's refuge, the room is all yours. Oh, sure. You can set up some crafting stations, house your pets, display any treasures or trophies you've come upon in your adventures. Hey, you can even set up a target dummy to practice combat. Just don't demolish the place and we're good. Excellent. You won't regret this decision, I swear. Here's the deed and key to the room. Took me a while, but I finally was able to take them back from the last tenant. Required more time in the sewers than I had hoped for, but hey, that's business. Hope the room is to your liking. With your reputation, I'm sure you shouldn't have any trouble with the neighbors. If you do, remember death threats are not the way to go. Had a spot of trouble when my last tenant started sending those out. Nope, just make yourself at home. Spruce things up a bit. Honestly, I can't wait to see how you arrange the place. Hopefully you'll end up with a few less Daedric shrines than another former tenant of mine. Like 0. 0's a good number. Oh, what a relief. I can't tell you how hard it is to wash bloodstains off of cobble floors. But that's not even the worst of it. I've had tenants cram their rooms with the wildest things. Mounts, foliage, assistants. I mean, it's an inn room. I own this and several other properties throughout Tamriel. It pays to diversify. Of course, that means I've got to look out for a variety of troubles, too. But hey, no one ever said the real estate business was easy.
Fortune favor you, my friend. Most crates contain 4 rewards, but sometimes you will get a special 5th reward. May luck follow you.
Enough, Silery. These mysterious deaths are our business to solve, not yours.
Little busy at the moment. You know, now's not the time to be wandering around, what with the gruesome killings and clueless investigators. Could wind up dead, or answering questions until you wish you were. From what I gather, soldiers at Katon Keep have been disappearing in the night, only to have the desiccated bodies show up days later. The garrison's completely spooked. I came to look into it, but the Divine Prosecution beat me here. We don't exactly see eye to eye when it comes to hunting baddies, so now they're going to spend weeks questioning soldiers and measuring footprints, while more people get turned to jerky. Actually, maybe you could help me with that? I really thought I was going to have to do a lot more convincing. Helping strangers break into keeps a hobby of yours. Odd hobby. What I really need is a distraction. If you can keep Linderfoy at the gate, busy for a minute, I can handle the rest. I have a document saying I'm an inspector sent by the Proxy Queen to investigate. But since Linderfoy and everyone else in there knows that's not true, I can't use it. You, though. Show it to Lynn, act all high society, and waltz right in. Doesn't matter. It'll buy me time to sneak past either way. If you do get inside, all the better. We can partner up. I'm sure you'll do fine. It helps if you imagine a really big stick up your spine. Straight back. Perfect. All right, Royal Inspector. Off you go. Just talk like you've never interacted with an actual person at any point in your life. We'll put a stop to these killings, and maybe not even get arrested. Fun, right? The Divine Prosecution cordoned off the area, and like I said, they're not big fans of me. I may have been a bit indelicate when I suggested they collectively had the hunting sense of a blind cliff racer. These things happen. They keep the peace in Somerset, mostly by making sure no one steps out of line. When something's amiss, they investigate and kick the problem in the teeth, if need be. Too dogmatic, though. Who cares about procedure when lives are on the line? The Divine Prosecution are great at stopping crime and rooting out sedition. But stuff like this, things that go bump in the night, that's when you need a specialist. I'm very special. It's a hobby. Well, more of a lifelong calling that leaves me little time for hobbies, but I'm doing what I love, and in my own way, and I'm really good at it. Not that the Divine Prosecution would ever admit it. Only slightly. And the Order has bigger concerns at the moment. Once it's clear you're not a suspect, I'm sure they'd let you off with a stern warning. But we're not going to get caught, right?
This keep has been ordered sealed by the Divine Prosecution, pending the completion of our investigation. Please be on your way. That's interesting, because investigating these killings is obviously the jurisdiction of the Divine Prosecution, so something tells me you're full of Griffin guano. Give me one reason why I shouldn't hold you for questioning. Let me see those. It looks official. I don't know who you are, but this investigation is clearly under our purview. This is about politics, isn't it? Always politics. Of course you can't. Fine, go inside. I won't stand in your way, but stay out of mine.
You must have clenched pretty hard to sell those forged papers to the likes of Lynn. Relax, before you sprain something. Now all we have to do is find and kill a murderous Daedra that's evaded capture for weeks. Easy, right? Most killers don't suck out all your organs and leave a corpse with the consistency of stale bread. Mortal ones, anyway. And neither do vampires, for that matter. Aside from that, I have my methods of sniffing out Daedra. Well, when you expose the stem of an attuned Wilderking rod to air that someone breathed in the presence of a Daedra, it glows orange. Also, my latest Squarblood scribing said, you know what, just watch and learn. I'm getting to that. Don't rush me. Just stand back and don't radiate any palpable evil, all right? This is a little trick I picked up in Coral. Stendarr, shine your righteous light on those that would flee your justice. Show me where evil lurks, and I will deliver retribution. 2 lights. There's not supposed to be... All right, whatever. I'll follow this one. Follow that light and see where it leads you. Then meet me inside the refectory. Go. Go.
This one has not had to clean up after one of these killings, for which he is grateful. Though he has heard there is not much to clean up, so perhaps not.
Ah, the accomplice. Welcome. 2 arrests in 1 day. This is going to reflect well on my next report. Oh, did you? Well, let me see it then. The Insatiable, is it? Who writes this rubbish? Grisly rubbish at that. I'll admit the methods are similar to our case, but this still doesn't prove the presence of an actual Daedra. Where did you find this? I was never informed of any architectural eccentricities, something the garrison will answer for, so that spell might have some merit. Silery claims it was leading her to a Daedra hiding in the cellar. Are you willing to stake your freedom on that? To be clear, when all is said and done with this, I'm arresting you anyway. But I'll indulge this line of inquiry. If you're right, I'm sure your cooperation will reflect favorably in your trial. Fleeing will not. Am I understood? Release her.
But, sir,
Now.
this is a mistake.
We're all done being idiots? Good. Let's find this Daedra.
This is going to end badly.
Now, children, this might be fun. I've not hunted a Daedra in decades.
This light will reveal the Daedra. Be ready.
More outsider magic. Reckless Silery.
Have a little faith, High. It's tracking something.
A dead end. How embarrassing.
No! After her!
Can't say I didn't warn them. Come on!
Fan out! That thing can't have gone far.
Fan out? Why? I thought you didn't believe me. Check down the hole. I'll see what I can find up ahead.
Wait your turn, morsel. You'll meet the insatiable soon enough.
Well, I think we might be on the right track. Ow. Our Daedra summoner, no doubt. No one I recognize. Begs questions, but that can wait. Give chase and find Lindefway. Silery went after her, but there was an awful lot of screaming. Through those doors. Down where we keep the wine. This place, it's Khaton, but different. I'm probably not making much sense, am I? Helping the others falls to you now. Terribly sorry about that.
Oh God, it's going to eat me! Hi, Akil! Anyone, help me!
It's trying to slip away into the real world. I'll hold it as long as I can. while, gutsucker.
Silery, you saved me.
Don't look so surprised. Come on, let's get out of here.
You live? This won't do. This won't do.
The summoner, she's getting away. Lynn, can you hold this portal open?
Why? Where are you going?
Find that mage and kick her ass. I'm going back for High.
You'll be trapped. Why does she never listen? That was such a stupid, reckless... Damn it, Silery! I can't let her lord this over me. We have to save them. She must be hiding in these ruins. Wait, I know where we are. These ruins are right under the nose of Katan Keep. Silery and I explored here as children. We always did love mysteries. Our mothers hated it. We'd come home covered in clay. So, the mage got into Katan Keep through here somehow. Was that her reason for coming here? We still don't know our suspect. Her motives? Barely anything, really. Gods, this investigation has really gotten away from me. A conspiracy? Now that's something I can grasp. The tone of this letter suggests our perpetrator can't afford to simply go into hiding. We're backing her into a corner. That'll make her desperate. What's that? I just felt a ripple of magicka, like the opening of those portals, but much larger. I think the others are in danger. It came from that way, across the bridge. Hurry! No sign of Tyrannial, but this is definitely the epicenter of the magic I felt. There's still power clinging to this Aldma altar. It must be the bridge she is using to travel to and from the realm of that thing. Theoretically, from what little I know about opening portals to Daedric realms, there's typically an object here, in Tamriel, that is attuned to the place in question. This Aldma altar is the only thing I'm getting a strong feeling from. Not as it is. If this is a bridge, then Tyranniel has barred and locked the gates. We need to undo her spell, then I should be able to recreate the ritual to open the way for us. In my experience, most cultists tend to just ape whatever spells and rituals someone else developed. That letter you showed me mentioned books from her benefactor. You found one for Daedra's summoning. It stands to reason there's another for this. That was dramatic. That's it! It reeks of that monster's realm. I'll hold it open. Go. Ugh, it feels like worms wriggling through my soul. I can do this. I can do this. What are you waiting for? Go!
You? Again? How did you reach this place? I won't let you ruin my big moment. I won't. I'll feed your corpse to the insatiable.
This way! Quickly! I can't hold this open for long.
Well, I've had my fill of this place. Let's excuse ourselves before any more dinner guests arrive.
I might fast for a month after this.
I won't let you... Big moment. I won't. I'll feed your corpse to the insatiable.
Thanks for stopping that Daedra-loving loony from sucking out my soul. You took a big risk sticking your neck out for us. But what are recent acquaintances for, right? Guess I owe Lynn, too. Not going to live that down. We'll be fine. It's not the first time someone has tried to drain and devour my soul. Happens more often than you'd think, actually. Hazards of the job. As for Hai, I think he's secretly enjoying all this excitement. She was raving about her work not being done, and how she was going to use our desiccated husks to restore the insatiable. I sort of tuned it out at a certain point, but got the impression she wasn't doing all this for her own amusement. No surprise there. Daedra worshippers always seem to work in groups. How do they even meet? Single cultist postings on the local bulletin boards? Bet they're hiding them under the crafting writs. Looks like someone got bitten by the hunting bug on this little adventure. Savor your victory, killer. Katon Keep is safe again thanks to you. Judging by these results, I should rope random strangers into my work more often. Kidding, kidding. Now that the immediate danger's passed, I will want to get back to combing through the details of what transpired here. It'll be really boring. Like, really boring. But since you got us back on speaking terms, I'll help Lynn and Hai investigate. Hey, don't go rubbing my nose in it. It wasn't easy fighting off Daedra with Hai slumped over my shoulder. You'd think he'd make a better shield with that hard head of his. That mage got the drop on us while we were licking our wounds. You'll want to talk to Hai about that, but I wouldn't get your hopes up. The Divine Prosecution doesn't welcome outside perspectives with open arms. If you think Hai and Lynn can be stuffy, you should see their superiors. Well, Lynn and I grew up around here. We always had a knack for sticking our noses where they didn't belong, so the Divine Prosecution was a natural fit. For her, anyway. Too rigid for me, so I left. There were some hard feelings. He's our mentor. Was my mentor. Loves his work, and he's a good person, but he clings too tightly to protocol. He took the brunt of the abuse from our superiors when I was out of line. I thought he'd have been happy when I resigned my commission. No, Hai and Lynn were always more than colleagues to me. We were friends. We'll stick by each other, but the Divine Prosecution has a long way to go before they'd take back the likes of me. Not that I'd want to go back anyway.
Oh, you're going to love this one. I'm seeing a tiny island surrounded by... It's either water or cats. Difficult to say. Let's hope it's the cats, eh?
To mention you in my prayers? Help out a poor soul. I'm desperate.
Come on, Alamar. Pull yourself together. My aching head. Where in Oblivion am I? Yes, that's right. This is Russafeld. I came here to buy some wine. That's it. Oh, wait a minute. Oh no, don't tell me I lost them. My wine bottles! They should be right here. Oh, Father's going to kill me if I come home empty-handed. Again. I must have lost them during the winery tour. I may have had one too many tastings. It's all still very hazy. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, by Oblivion, I'm not even sure what day it is. The bottles must be somewhere along the winery grounds. I probably dropped them as we went along. I can barely see straight right now. Could you fetch them for me? I believe we toured the southern, northern, and central arbors. Yes, that sounds right. There should be 3 bottles, all with the Russafeld seal. Now, you go do that. I'm going to lie down for just a minute. Oh, it's the best place for wine in Somerset. Well, at least according to my father it is. That's why he makes me travel all the way here. Honestly, though, it tastes all the same to me. Why, aren't you just hilarious? Yes, let's bully the tasteless lush who lost his wine. Speaking of which, don't you have bottles to find? I must return to Shimmerine soon, or I'll never hear the end of it. So, off you go. Fine, fine. Let me try to remember. I recall sitting near a fire with someone playing a lute. Yes, that memory's a bit more clear. I believe you'll find the first bottle there. The sunrise, perhaps? It was getting darker then. I took a seat on a stone bench further within the arbor. There was a light behind me, but it was faint. A small lamp, I suppose? Yes, and I had just a hint of my bottle of wedding veil. I remember now. Ah, my rose heart. Strong stuff, if memory serves. I must have been even further within the arbor at that time, probably close to town. I remember falling down quite a few times. It most likely ended up on the ground somewhere.
I happen to be the... Someone with flesh on their bones. Thank Moloch. What? Oh, thank Malakath. I thought you were the Relic Master. I'm not sure what brings you down here, but you couldn't have come at a better time. As you can see, I'm a little... impaired. Our betters don't like to talk about it. When they do, they call it Traitor's Vault. According to my research, it used to serve as a retreat for the Order's most talented pupils. But then, without warning, the Rite Master barred it shut. Good question. I found this memory stone in the Grand Reliquary. It's called the Eye of Remembrance. Using it near the library pedestals here might show us why these ruins were sealed. You look stronger than most. How about you lend me a hand? What luck! To find a fellow troublemaker on this stiff-necked isle.
There should be pedestals scattered throughout the ruin that will cause the eye to activate. I'll contact you through oral projection to walk you through it. Ulaseta, formerly of Clan Kog. The Psijics want you to renounce those old affiliations, you see. Don't want that sort of thing to interfere with your dedication to the old ways. Something like 350 years, give or take a decade. I know what you're thinking. She looks sprightly for her age, right? Long life comes with the robes. The Psijics don't think you can learn much of anything in a normal orc lifetime. Semantics. I'm still an apprentice, you see. I should have earned my gray cloak a century ago, but I'm too much of a gadfly. Rubs our masters the wrong way. I'm what they call an admina, a poor listener. The fact is, I listen better than most. Yes, a whole heap of them. Skeletons mostly. I tried to banish them, but my mastery of restoration falls way short of adequate. Your guess is as good as mine. Like I said, the Rite Master locked everyone out shortly after we went into seclusion. It might have something to do with the Worm King. Manamarco. Rite Master Ikesis threw him out just before the island disappeared. From what I hear, he caused quite an uproar on the mainland. Other than the fancy name, I'm not exactly sure. If you look closely, you'll see it's covered in Aldmeric runes. I tried to translate them, but most of them are time-worn and illegible. The only words I can decipher are travel and memory. Of course! I wouldn't have risked the Psijics' wrath on a hunch. Apparently, the students who studied here use the eye extensively. With any luck, some of the channeling pedestals will still work. Guess we'll just have to see.
Just look at this place.
How in Cirebani's name did you get the Right Master to unlock it for you?
He rightly acknowledged our superior skill. It's only natural that he'd let us work here.
Well, it's quite a privilege.
Privilege? It's our right, Varus. You mustn't be so humble all the time.
Not this again. Come, let's explore further.
Secluded? Cavernous? Yes, this will be perfect for my research.
That was Mannimarco, and Vanus Galarian, the leader of the Mages Guild. Can you believe this? It must be Mannimarco's laboratory.
have you done? This is just... repugnant.
Oh, Varnus. I would have thought you less judgmental. It's just a bit of puppetry. Nothing but arcane lift and spirit handling.
That was a living thing, Mannimarco. You're edging close to a dangerous line. Too close.
You sound like the right master. The only lines are those you draw in your mind.
I'm not going to... Please. Just find a new avenue of research, all right?
Oh, Varnus, you fool. You will never understand true power.
I always heard Vanus and Mannimarco were friends, but it seems like a complex relationship. Fascinating! Let's see what else we can find.
to our classmates? What is wrong with you?
Wrong? Honestly, grow up, Vanus. There is no right and wrong. Only power and weakness.
You've made me for a fool. I can't believe I didn't see the rot infesting your soul. You will answer for this eventually. I swear it.
And you, my friend, will answer for your short-sightedness when I eclipse you in every way.
I always thought Manamarco was confused, misguided. Seems he knew exactly what he was doing. Amazing.
Didn't you? You're a greater fool than I thought.
You tainted the Thapora Tower. You're worse than a murderer.
Pathetic. Do you expect Ichesus to find me here? No! Simply banish me from the island.
That won't be enough. You're a beast, Manamarco. A beast that needs to be caged.
Of course you're right. And once I reach the mainland, I'll show the world just how right you are. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a ritual to complete. Now, to my masterwork. If Ichesus does not see the genius of my work, he can rot with the rest of them.
So these are the events that led to Mannimarco's exile. Let's keep exploring. I didn't expect that. Meet me outside. We have a lot to talk about. Welcome back, partner. By Malakath, what a discovery. We learned about the history of the Vault, the Worm King's relationship with Vanus Galarian, and you even destroyed one of Manamarco's vile experiments. Not bad for a day's work. Don't turn on me now. The Eye gave us glimpses of Manamarco's work. With time, we might be able to learn more about his process. Know your enemy, right? I hope I can count on you to keep this a secret. Here's a little something. Let's do this again sometime, huh?
No, you will not be doing anything like this ever again, Ulyssetta.
Spying on us, huh? Well, I'm sick of you cowards hiding knowledge away and then punishing us for discovering it.
If not for Admanat like you, we wouldn't have to hide things like the eye you stole. Come, Ulyssetta. Your punishment awaits.
Good. I'm anxious to tell you all exactly what I think of you.
Before I was a member...
It's good to see you back, Deputy. Dare I hope you bring news of your success. Well done! Let's hope those vile things are sealed away for good. You have the thanks of the Office of Divine Prosecution, and the Psijic Order, I suspect. If Esulo recovers any more of those books, I'll know who to call. The Divine Prosecution never rests, so long as there's malevolent forces set to defile our beloved island. The Divine Prosecution enforces both secular and religious law. We're charged with maintaining the moral integrity of the entire island. As such, we conduct many different types of investigations, including those that deal with Daedra. Of course not. Some wrong-thinking Altma sometimes gets a heretical idea and says an inappropriate prayer or joins a half-hearted cult. But this is Somerset. To be honest, most of our real problems center around newcomers to our fair isle. We represent law and order in Somerset. As such, we investigate crimes of all sorts of legal infractions. We're lawkeepers and protectors of religious and social mores. Due to the sudden uptick in incidents, we've been forced to seek outside help. Not in the least. After all, I was the one who suggested the idea to the High Magistrate. In my experience, newcomers are well suited to the incidents we need to contract out. In Somerset, every native-born Altma has a place and purpose. Everyone has their hands full just trying to stay on the path to Alaxon, the path to perfection. But newcomers, they're just brimming with idleness and the need for a purpose.
Hmm.